This is the Doctor bringing you a commentary playthrough of the game XCOM Enemy Within using the Long War mod, Beta 13. Way back over a year ago, I did some commentary playthrough of this mod when it was only in version 1.9. Now it is version 3.0, Beta 13, so there are a lot of significant improvements. In fact, there are so many that it would probably take me hours just to enumerate every one of the changes that I'm aware of. And so this mod is just tremendously good. My hope for this video series is to function as somewhat of a tutorial for newer players and try to explain some of the mod mechanics as to the best of my knowledge. That may not be immediately obvious, because this is also a very challenging mod. For sure, I think I played the 2.0 version for Enemy Unknown. I think this new version is even harder than that. So I will be playing on Classic using Hidden Potential and Mind Hates Matter. Classic difficulty, by the way, it's not easy. Even normal difficulty is not easy. Somewhat tolerant of mistakes, that's true to a certain extent, but mod is very difficult. So, without further ado, I will begin and just explain things as I go along. So it is no shame to be playing this mod on lower difficulties. I was watching Beaglerush, who is probably one of the most knowledgeable players of this game, certainly, and he was commenting on like normal during the month of June, and he's like, "Wow, the tactical game is not easy." I mean, at the early months, it is noticeably easier than the higher difficulties. Like on Impossible, for instance, early game enemies have one more health, which matters a lot, but as the game progresses, Impossible is still obviously harder, but tactical game can be really tough even on the lower difficulties too. Anyway, of the starts available, I think, at least in Beta 13, North America and Asia are the most viable. North America is, 70% reduction in aircraft costs is just great, and 60% reduction on foundry and officer training crew costs are also great. This 60% also applies to alloy and Illyrium costs in the foundry, which is huge. And this 70% reduction to aircraft weapon costs also applies to their alloy and Illyrium, which is also tremendous. The other starts are not nearly as good. Unfortunately, because there are limits to lab and workshop depending on scientists and engineering numbers, Europe start is just not good. South America start is also not very good, and Africa start is okay-ish, but discounts are just better, especially because these discounts include alloy and Illyrium. So I will be using North America. There is also a hidden advantage to North America, which is that geography makes it really favorable to shoot down UFOs. UFOs are a great source of loot, so this is definitely an additional consideration. Now, as the mod name suggests, this is Long War. There are a lot of missions. I've only really finished one campaign, and that was back in Beta 2.9. Not Beta 2.9, longer version 2.0, I should say. So I'm not finished the modding its current implementation. But a lot of things are still getting changed, numbers are getting tweaked, balanced, but I feel like the mod is in a good place right now, relatively speaking, that it's stable enough for me to do commentary and try to explain some of the critical mechanics to newer players. You can see if you're totally new to this mod, your soldiers start out wearing sleeveless armor, but that's just because they are using tactical vests as opposed to the other type of body armor. Basically, tactical vests have one less health, one more mobility, whereas the normal armor is more health but less mobility. And all armors have two versions like that. So on this map, I like to move this direction first. There's usually a pod here. In Long War, the pod spawn locations are randomized, so they're no longer in predictable locations. Nevertheless, there's often a pod here. And by moving over here, I get good cover. So that's what I like to do. In Long War, you really should try to be cautious in general. Greed can get you killed. Again, the game is somewhat more tolerant of mistakes on Classic. You get +5 defense relative to Bruto and Impossible. There's also Meld there? Huh, it's kind of lucky. I don't know if I can even reach that, though. We'll see. Who knows? Might be something worth trying for. I'll move you up. It's actually in a pretty good location. Like, there may be a pod here, but I don't mind like fighting them in this region. The critical thing, I think, in long war is flank protection. Whatever you do, in general, you want to try to use the edge of the map to protect your flanks, because the worst possible case is where two groups of enemy approach you from two different sides. By the way, you can press Alt-O to overwatch all your soldiers instantly. You want to be very careful using that ability. Sometimes you mean to take another action with one of your soldiers, press that could be a disaster. So don't I mean, you could be perfectly okay just never using that ability. There is some risk involved. Now if I move here, I should not aggro anything.
Will do.
And next turn I can simply run up to the meld and fetch it. Perfect. So, collecting meld is not a high priority right now, especially in the month of March. All containers just give you 3 meld. The amount of meld you collect from containers depends on how much resources the aliens get. And the resources, to the best of my knowledge, depends on certain type of UFO missions. I know for a fact landed supply ships give alien resources. I know landed harvesters, which are type of abductor ship, and I think successful abduction missions, and there are probably like various other mechanics. But the amount of meld you collect is dependent on how much resources aliens have, and that is roughly proportional to how successful your campaign has been. You've been killing a lot of aliens and winning a lot of missions, and you don't get as much meld. And if the opposite is true, oh boy, that's actually kind of bad. Well, I really hope I don't aggro another group, but using this cover, I should be okay. In fact, I might actually just want to attack this way. It's better. So, but I might aggro another group. Yeah, I was right. And the first map, there are always 10 aliens. This is a bad position. So you can see how greed can quickly become extremely dangerous for you. But fortunately, there is some good cover over here, and I can get within grenade throwing range, so I'm not like super concerned.
Copy that.
I think I'll shift my soldiers this direction just because it's a better direction than over here. I might leave like a guard or two just to... Obviously we can't stay here, it's too easily flanked. I don't want to dash like that.
I'm on it, Commander.
Because that might trigger more, so I want to move like this. It's not great, it's low cover, but low cover in long war is much better than low cover in vanilla. It gives 30 defense as opposed to 20, and you get a 66% chance of rolling 1 damage reduction. All cover can now provide damage reduction. If you have high cover, it's guaranteed 1. If you have low cover, it's 2/3, which means there's a 66% chance. Sectoids are unlikely to be able to flank my soldiers from this direction, but let me think. If they were over there, they would have to move like, yeah. So I want to move one more soldier up to deal with that sectoid group. Let me check. Whoops. Camera angles can be adjusted by F2 through F8, F9. There's quite a few options for there. You can experiment with that. So F2 just brings up the top-down view. F3 is sort of like standard view. Anyway, just checking the offense. This guy's offense is pretty good.
Heading to that location.
This guy's is this woman rather is no good, so I will move you up to throw grenades. Hopefully this car provides some degree of line of sight protection. Line of sight rules is something I'm still really trying to understand.
I'm on the move. Moving to Overwatch.
I might shift those soldiers over soon too. Okay, it's doing a psionic attack. Psi panic. Sectoids in long war early game, as you can see, can do all sorts of psionic shenanigans. Actually, just mind fray and psi panic, but yeah, they will use them on your soldiers. They will also shoot their pistols. It's a pretty good balance in this particular beta. So I'm just waiting for the sectoids to come forward so I can Overwatch ambush them, but it looks like they are not falling for the bait. It's not bad. These two sectoids are clustered together in a nice little package. So that makes them incredibly vulnerable to grenades. One thing you want to be careful of in long war is using too many grenades in the first mission. I actually have 3 medkits for the first mission. That's kind of unusual. The loadout 4, it's random-ish. So there's a really high chance. I think there's always AP grenade, but the second item, to my knowledge, appears random. So another change is that all soldiers can start out with 2 small items to carry. Let me think. AP grenades are basically Nido grenades. Clearly, what we want to do is throw it on that sectoid over there. Grenade damage scales with distance from the explosion center. So the closer, like if you throw a grenade right on top of an alien, there's a really high chance of rolling maximum damage. But if the grenade just like, if it's just an edge, if this, like right here where I have the sectoid highlighted, that might only roll like 1 damage, maybe 2 damage, and it would be pretty consistent about it. Whereas if this were centered on the sectoid, it could still roll like really real damage, but there's a really good chance of it rolling like 5 or 6 damage, or you just need 4 damage to kill it. But anyway, something to keep in mind. I could blow the cover to this one, but that wouldn't blow the cover to the second one. I really think this is such a juicy target. Is there any way I can do any other trick? This soldier has such terrible aim. Too risky. I need to deal with this group ASAP and then go deal with the other group. There is a sectoid there who I should be able to flank by moving here.
Heading there now.
Beautiful. Killing that sectoid will break mind merge. Another change in long war is that when you break mind merge, you do not kill both. You do not kill the mind merge E. The sectoid who is receiving the mind merge buff, it doesn't automatically die. It loses some health instead. So something to keep in mind. Unless you get to the late game where, or mid game where the mind merge, by the way, scales with the will of the user. So like this buff right now is just 1 health, and some, I don't know what exactly good chances, but later on you can see sectoids getting like 4 health from mind merge, and then when you kill the mind merge, the mind merging sectoid. Oh jeez, I really need good terminology here, but in any event, the flank shot is too tempting to not take. Perfect. I almost feel like I should have thrown the grenade first, because then there would be a really good chance the sectoid could just die outright after I shot it. So yeah, I think that was a small mistake. Ugh.
Moving.
Turns out small mistake is unfortunate. It means 1 less corpse and 1 less weapon fragment. As you can see, damage rolls from grenades can be random. It's dependent on explosion radius. The next sectoid lives, but is extremely likely to panic next turn and run away, basically. So, this group is more or less neutralized for now. If if it panics, it's going to run that way. But I don't want to move in a fog and aggro another group. So because it is extremely likely to panic, I will simply shoot at it a little bit. If I move here, it's unlikely I will aggro another group. In fact, if I move here, I might be able to overwatch and catch him. On the other hand, there's also a chance I could aggro another group, which would be a huge disaster right now. There are always 3 groups and 10 aliens on the first map, so I'm just gonna play this safe and wait for, because these sectoids over there, they might be circling around, which would be a disaster.
I'm on the move.
23% is obviously terrible, but the sectoid's gonna run anyway.
Missed the target.
Posizione confermata.
Since there's a possibility the sectoids can come from... Huh. 33% isn't great, but I'm behind high cover, and that sector is in low cover, so I will take the shot.
No way that just happened.
Moving to
You want to
position.
overwatch here.
Roger. I've got my eyes on.
When pod numbers get below 50 health, there's a really good chance they'll panic. As you can see, when they panic, aliens tend to run away. Sometimes they will shoot blindly. Sometimes they'll dash, sometimes they'll double move into the fog. On occasion, they actually can still attack. So it's not like completely random. There are different probabilities for AI actions, but the most common action is that they run away. So something to keep in mind. That sectoid just used Mind Fray on me, which means that soldier is really vulnerable to panic next turn.
They're trying to pull back.
In fact, this sectoid might decide to start doing panic on my soldier.
I'm taking fire.
But I sort of get fortunate. I was right. There was another group there.
Look who's here.
Well, this is unfortunate. That's too many aliens at once. I think it's imperative I try to finish off that particular sectoid. I get a nice flanking shot or 2 on it. I'm gonna have to abandon this position. It can't be held. In fact, I can get several nice flanking shots on it. And if all else fails, I just need to reserve a soldier with a grenade. Yeah.
Okay.
Pistol range, by the way, scales with distance quite a bit. So, closer you are, the better. The farther away, the worse. Oh, this soldier actually has... And it doesn't benefit from laser sight. This soldier has a laser sight on him? Huh. Well, I really need the sectoid to die, so 5% is 5%. And it doesn't matter.
Target's still up.
Fortunately, I can get a second shot. I don't mind putting my soldier... cover, relatively speaking, because now I have cover against the sectoids this direction. This position obviously cannot be held. The problem is those soldiers suffering from a Mind Fray debuff, which really sucks. This sectoid needs to die because he could flank my position. Now that I know where all the groups of sectoids are, the ones down there will take some time to get up here, so I can sneak a team around and flank some of these sectoids. Let me think. Yeah, that's a really good move. Sectoids down there can't possibly get up in time. So I can like move here. I'll just move here and proceed to flank next turn. You will go on Overwatch to prevent that sectoid from moving. I will hide my wounded soldier out of line of sight. This sectoid shouldn't be able to move there to flank me. and I'll put you on Overwatch, hopefully to catch something. No such luck. So let me think. There are 3 sectoids there and 4 sectoids in the other group. Ew, that's not good at all. But you can also see panic resist numbers, obviously depending on will, but it's always nice to see what the roll was. And I rolled basically a 50% chance to resist panic, and I pass. Ah, I need to be there to flank. Oh, it's not a flank because... Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, this is a problem. There are too many sectoids to not use some grenades here. And this is just such a juicy, tempting target. I hope I kill at least one of these. I can also move here, but... And I know that sectoid can't be on Overwatch because it's mind merging. Unfortunately, in order to do that, I would need like a way to guarantee a grenade toss. And when you're mind frayed, your grenade range becomes lower. So that's very unfortunate. This soldier obviously needs a hunker. Unfortunately, mail canisters are also easy to destroy. I might actually move here to hunker, just because there's a chance if they shoot at him, it'll get destroyed, which would obviously be a complete disaster. So if I kill both of these sectoids, the remaining sectoids should panic pretty hard. I'm going to do it closer to 3 health 1, because I really want at least one of these sectoids to die. Yeah. Okay, excellent. Actually, those sectoids are down there. They're like really vulnerable because I can get height bonus on them, which would be a complete disaster for that sectoid. Blowing cover, unfortunately, will just reduce him to half cover. It's good, but it's not like super awesome. I could move here, but I'm not sure that's the best move either. Could actually heal myself, why not? It won't remove the Mind Fray debuff. The soldier doesn't really have anything to do, it can't be flanked, so
On my way.
I will heal you up. Because, I mean, I can't really imagine many other uses for the medkits right now anyway. I could move here in Overwatch, but I might get shot at pretty hard. And it's definitely better to Overwatch here. Hope my ambush catches something. Unlikely to see the sectoids since you can sort of like cheat and tell where exactly they are, so I know. I suppose it's not really sort of cheating, it is
Position
just
confirmed.
a problem with the interface. So, I want to lock these sectoids in this position, and the best way to do it is just to
Heading to that
Overwatch.
location.
It does get somewhat of a range bonus. But that's acceptable.
Overwatch. Aye, aye.
It's not great though. It's not like a situation that I'm super psyched about. I need to wait until I can get even better position. Overwatch killed that sectoid, but that's actually not good because the whole purpose of Overwatch was to prevent the other sectoid from moving. Okay, he didn't move. Decided to attack.
No, damn it!
Risk, obviously, that I entered knowingly. Perhaps it was a bit too risky. Flank shot would be amazing, but don't know where the remaining sectoid is. I could move here and not trigger their overwatch, but there might be another sectoid fog there. Soldier's at least hunkered. On the other hand, I could flank that sectoid from over here. Not so bad. But I miss.
Ah, missed the target.
I'm rolling.
That sectoid wants to move forward. He'll have to eat an overwatch shot. Now that sector will start panicking or not and move probably over there is my guess. No, he can't move there. I don't know where that sector will move. He'll probably move into the building or down the stairs. So, given that, I think what I'm going to do is this. Beautiful. It's like shooting fish in a barrel right now. Oh, I should have shot the one with less health. Got greedy. I think there's a really good chance the sector will try to move in the building, so I'll put Overwatch. And you might as well keep hungering, because you can't shoot.
Commander, it would be preferable if we attempted to retrieve those canisters rather than
Yeah, I was a little worried about that. But the other AI should move as opposed to shoot. I mean, the sectoid there should move, I was right. So I'm actually safe.
I'll get him next time.
Unless he moves to a position where he can shoot, which is possible. We'll see. Oh, now he has a range bonus. But I get lucky again and the sectoid misses. That sectoid might be on Overwatch, but again, flank shot that has height and range bonus is just way too good to pass up. So I'm willing to take that risk. Perfect. I don't know where that sectoid in that fog is, but
Moving.
you out first. Let's see. Is the pistol same aim? Excellent. Not often you get to use a pistol in Long War. So the opportunity comes up, you should take it. Well, that sectoid is hiding there somewhere. Let me see. He's hiding exactly right there. Can't move here, but I can move. Oh, there might be a sectoid over there, though. That's part of the problem. So I am going to move here to take a look. Aha! I get a flank shot on him, and he's on Overwatch.
I'm about to start
Perfect.
keeping score.
All these flank shots are amazing. So I know there are 2 sectoids down there and 1 sectoid up here. 40%. I might actually overwatch that soldier.
Heading to that location.
Okay. Well, I could definitely use the med kit on this soldier. But that's okay.
Moving.
I am going to just hunker
I'm Overwatch.
you for maximum safety, unless it's a psionic attack. It would suck, but it's okay. There's a really good chance the sectoid could just move behind a truck, making my Overwatch useless, so I'm just gonna shoot it.
Negative damage.
Yeah. Or did I actually finish off the sectoid that's still up here? I can't remember exactly. Slow and steady wins the race, as I like to say. So, that's what I'm gonna do.
Heading out.
I don't think I'll trigger Overwatch, but it's possible. And sectoids can do 6 damage with a plasma pistol, so I'm not safe if I do this. I don't think he can see me, but then again, I don't understand the line of sight rules sufficiently well for something. I know, like, if I move here, sectoid can't see me,
Heading there now.
so this is safe. But yeah. The other option I could do is just to start shooting it. This percent isn't great, but since I can't relocate, at least I get a height bonus. If I hit, he dies, so... Oh, look at that!
I'm all out.
Get lucky again. The remaining sector is almost certainly on Overwatch 2.
Moving to position.
Ugh. See, that's exactly what I was afraid of.
All right.
I get lucky here, but shouldn't have made that move. Now that I have, though, let me see. Can't pass up this opportunity. No such luck. That sectoid is cornered. There may be sectoid over there. I can't remember if I finish off the entire group here. So I better just overwatch most of these soldiers.
I'm all over it. Come get some.
On Overwatch.
That sectoid doesn't really have anywhere he could run to. I'll be able to get a height bonus on him anywhere,
No
so
way that just happened. I'm all out.
it doesn't really matter. Because he's just panicking right now. Okay. I don't remember if I finished off the sectoid over there, though.
I'm on the move.
Which means moving to fog can be really risky,
Ready to
because
engage.
AI is fully capable of doing Overwatch ambushes, too. Got less health, but Overwatch ambush is just...
Position confirmed.
like, a chance at a flank shot like that is just so tempting.
Di nuovo pronta.
I rarely am able to pass up the
I'm on
chance
it,
to do
Commander.
this. Especially 85%. Excellent.
X-ray neutralized.
And
work
there
out
was
there,
no
Strike
extra
One.
sectoid. Excellent.
Commander to the research labs. Commander to the
So that was the first mission, and this soldier was wounded, but only 10 days in the hospital. That's really good for long war. Tactical. The soldier has no aim. It's unfortunate. The soldier also has no aim. That's very unfortunate. The soldier doesn't really have very good aim either. Man, that's terrible. Ugh. This soldier got all the kills. Let me think. Well, I can't make... I can always do like random subclass, but the problem is, if I re-roll this soldier to say a Rocketeer or a Sniper or something like that, that's pretty bad. So, can't have that.
Commander to the research
Especially
labs.
not a Sniper,
Commander
there's
to
a
the
1 in 6
research labs.
chance that happening. Rocketeer would also be a disaster. Your aim isn't that great, but... So, scouts have lightning reflexes. I honestly don't think mobility is that important. What's more important is the health.
Commander to the research labs. Commander to the research labs.
Oh, this soldier can become Grenadier. His move is really, really good. I might as well make you a rocket soldier. Aim is not fantastic, but that's like exactly mediocre, so that's fine. You and you and you are all problems. Health isn't like unacceptable, and some
Commander
high
to the
movement
research
isn't
labs.
bad, so I'll make
Commander
you a
to the
scout.
research
Okay,
labs.
you rode 1 extra health, that's perfect. You'll be a sniper, although, oh, you rode pretty good on aim there. And you, I have no choice but to make run and gun. I actually think infantry is probably the most critical class in Long
The
War.
recovered artifacts are being unloaded.
At least
and
that's my playstyle, which is to revolve around a line of infantry. So actually, I will do like the research and stuff in the next video.
Every member of the council.
For now, thank you for watching.